All right, without further ado, this is what we open the show with. And it's really just a, no pun intended, a home run of a press conference. If such thing exists, like if we're going to jump on Nick Sirianni for his first ever press conference, then why can't we praise other people that just did a home run with their press conference? So Jalen Hurts, as you know, has not been named the starter of the Philadelphia Eagles. And so some people might say, well, why not? Who else you got? Well, as of right now, you got Joe Flacco. All right. That's who you got. So what are you going to do with him at this point in terms of that depth chart? The fact of the matter is the Eagles don't have to do anything yet. Now, if the Eagles are, in fact, going to continue to monitor the situation with Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson or even Russell Wilson, if they're going to continue to do that, I get it. And they should. I mean, do your due diligence, right? But until then, if you're Jalen Hurts, you got to be thinking about what we've talked about a lot on this show about Mr. Right versus Mr. Right now. And Jalen Hurts' mentality has to be, I'm Mr. Right for the foreseeable future. I should be the quarterback of this team. But he doesn't go into the press conference acting like he is owed something. He's not coming into this season acting like he is owed something. And that's exactly the mentality you want a first-year starting quarterback to have going into his sophomore season in the NFL, but for the first time as this Eagles starting quarterback. So here is Jalen Hurts yesterday talking about how he's not above that quarterback competition that his head coach Nick Sirianni keeps on talking about.
Everybody got to go to work, So for me, I know rent is due every day. It's always been that way for me. Always been a get better mentality every day, grow every day, be a better leader every day, be a better quarterback every day. And when that rent's due, I don't plan on missing no payments. So it's work.
I love, no, not going to miss any payments. Is that not the exact mentality you want to have in a quarterback? Like, he's not going to go out and say, I don't know what's taking this guy so long, but he better name me the starting quarterback soon or I'm going to be pissed off. Like, what is he going to say? Hey, do you really want Joe Flacco to start for you? Really? That's a guy? Yeah, he's probably $1 million. I don't think he could have handled his press conference better. And then he starts talking about the motivation he has. And he gets asked by, I think it was Jeff Skversky of 6ABC. He gets asked about how hungry Jalen Reagor says he is, how hungry Devontae Smith says he is. And the questioning was more along the lines of, what do you do when you have two receivers like that are hungry for the football and hungry to win? Here's how Jalen Hurts handled that line of questioning.
Yeah, I think we're all hungry. We're all hungry. I know Reagor is. I know Smitty is. I know that whole entire receiving core is. G Ward, the whole line. I think everybody's hungry. You kind of trigger something in me. Everybody's hungry because we didn't finish what we didn't do what we wanted to do last year. It didn't go the way we wanted it to. Ultimately, in the end, we didn't have the outcome we wanted. So we're very hungry, and we don't plan on missing meals.
All right, so they're not going to miss rent. They're not going to miss meals. They're going to be living good at the NovaCare Complex, and let's hope that we're enjoying them living good in Philadelphia. That's exactly the mentality you want the quarterback to have. But what I really take away from the way he answered that question was that he was triggered by a reporter asking a question. How is he going to be triggered when there's, when there's Montez Sweat running him down, trying to take him out? Right? Is he going to be triggered in moments like that? Is he going to be triggered when he sees a teammate that might be, lollygagging a little bit? Like, if he's going to get triggered by a question like that, and that's going to fuel his competitive nature, what's going to happen when he actually gets onto the football field? That's what I look forward to seeing from Jalen Hurts as this season happens. And I'm really pulling for this guy. I'm really hoping that the Eagles are not all about trading 3 first-round draft picks to bring in, most notably, Deshaun Watson. Aaron Rodgers, we can have a conversation. Deshaun Watson, not so much. But I hope that if it's not Rodgers, I hope that it is Jalen Hurts. And I'm hoping this is the guy that is the starting quarterback. not just for this year, because no one wants to believe you have a quarterback for just 1 year. I hope he's a quarterback for the next decade in Philadelphia. I hope he like, with that mentality, how do you not root for a guy like that? So Jalen Hurts, hopefully you're the guy that makes things happen here in Philly. Finally, one last cut I want you guys to hear from a fan favorite, and that guy's name is Jason Kelce. You know him, you love him. Like I said, Andy Reid, Chip Kelly fella, Doug Peterson, Nick Sirianni. 4 head coaches Jason Kelce has now had as a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. And he got asked yesterday about the about his first impressions with Nick Sirianni and the way he runs things here in Philadelphia after Doug Peterson was dismissed after last year.
Well, I mean, obviously, I think everybody's seen it whenever he addresses the media, but he's got energy, man. Every single day, it is not an act of any sort. That's kind of who he is, and he's really excited, to be a head coach, and that's very evident. He's really excited to, have a staff here, to be working with the team. It's even in the virtual meetings that was evident, and he's big on being connected. He's big on building a culture where people are not just playing football together, but really forming a bond and being connected outside of football as well.
You gotta love that. That's exactly what a head coach should be doing. It is interesting. I don't know what to read out of Jason Kelce saying that he's very excited. He's got a lot of energy, because usually those are things that they're not the biggest compliments in the world. But when it came to culture, that's where he kind of caught my attention. And that question and answer came after Jason Kelce was asked about Landon Dickerson and whether or not he had got a chance to talk to him, gotten a chance to get to know him a little bit and have a conversation, all that stuff. And Jason Kelce said, yeah, we went to lunch. And look, I'm sure Jason Kelce's doing that anyway if Doug Peterson's still here, if Chip Kelly, if any of the other coaches are still here. But it's just good to hear him talk about the culture that Nick Sirianni wants, especially when it pertains to players having a relationship with one another. And you hear that also Jason Kelce is a walking, talking example of that. So that's great. And we talk about it a lot when it comes to the quarterback position. If you're Aaron Rodgers, are you going to nurse along Jordan Love? Well, that's not always the case. But Jason Kelce taking a guy like Dickerson, putting him under his wing already. That sounds like music to my ears, and hopefully we'll be in good hands, as will whoever the starting quarterback is for the foreseeable future for the Eagles with that guy on the offensive line. Another thing Jason Kelce got into yesterday was Jordan Mailata. And Jordan Mailata's progression over his, almost 4 years now as a professional football player after never being a football player, just being a rugby player, and just talked about a guy like that coming along. It was really worth listening to both those press conferences. If you get a chance to do that later today, make sure you do that.